immediately I loved that guy in this year's draft because he was just a favorite of everybody with how good he is. Like Tony was talking about how hard he plays the game right.
Well, hello, and there it is. I was Chris Pena, Rockwell County Game Day. I was playing with some audio. I was having some audio issues, and I did not know if you guys could hear. But it says no, but can now. So sorry about that. Chris Pena, Rockwell County Game Day, and it is Selection Sunday. I did not come up with that phrase, but I thought it was appropriate for today. Exciting day. This is one of my favorite things that I do all year is the Jet Williams Award, and working with Jet and his dad, his family. It's one of the coolest things that I've been a part of, and this is the third year in a row. And I have to. Landry Powell was the won it last year or 2 years ago. Benjamin Shepard from Forney High School won it last year, and his nameplate's coming hopefully before we hand the trophy off to the eventual winner this year. Of course, the award goes to the Rockwell County Game Day Baseball Player of the Year, and all this is made possible, of course, by Jet and his family for playing along with this, but the award is presented by Hudson Financial Group and 7AR Baseball Academy. Of course, 7AR is where Jet trains with his hitting coach, Aldre Rincones, and so we really appreciate them for getting behind this and supporting this award. I've got some school logos on the side here. These are schools that are involved with this award. We did have North 40 in it at the beginning, but some coaches switched, and I just was unable to get any representation, like any help from coaches on this. I don't know if there was a breakdown in communication, they weren't understanding what I was asking, but hopefully we can get them on in the future. And we've had other schools, other people reach out to want to, they want to be a part of this. So we're always looking to grow this and do better. So hopefully in the future we can make that happen and reach more schools, because that is the goal here. The goal here is to just highlight the kids, highlight the programs, and just do a little bit more for them. They get great coverage from their schools, but we're just here to try and add on to what the schools are doing. Today we will name the top 10 finalists for this award. So before I get to all that, I just want to talk about this, how we do this really quickly, just so we're clear. A lot of people still have questions. A lot of people just look at the rankings and they really don't know how we did it or anything like that. So we've been looking all year at players, probably 15, 16 players that were just standing out as far as their stats. And when we talk about stats, we look at district stats and district play only. That's the only thing we look at. The 10 that are going to be on this list today, it had nothing to do with what happened in the playoffs, and it had nothing to do really for the entire year. We looked at district stats to make up this list, and if you're wondering why we do that, well, some people play in big tournaments, and there are some big teams coming around. I mean, I'm not going to hide around it. Rockwall and Heath in the 5-tool tournament that they play in, and you've got some teams that come in town, and you got some big time talent, and so they face some tougher competition early on. And I just don't think it's fair. And Jet and his dad, they share the opinion that we penalize some teams for playing really good squads, and then other teams kind of get awarded, if they play some lighter tournaments. And that's just the reality, the fact of the schedules that are played. It gets really hard because even when we're looking at district play, there's opinions out there. Well, is 10-6A, is their district way better than the district Rowlett's in, and then trying to weigh the teams and how good they are in each district and things like that. And we have to do all this before these teams play each other in the playoffs, just like they did last week, because there was a lot of Wiley East, Rowlett, that played versus Saxe, that played versus the Rockwalls, the Heaths, the Royce Cities, Tyler Legacies, things like that. So what we did is we looked at the district stats, and then we broke it down from there. We broke it down and we looked at how players did versus the playoff teams in their district. So we wanted to see how they fared against the better players in their district and the better teams in their district. And we really looked at those two things, and then we kind of looked at, was there any comps out there? Was there any teams that played a team that another team played, and how did players do against those teams and things like that? But it becomes, when we start doing that, it's such a small sample size that baseball's a game of failures. So I mean, you can't fault a kid for going 0 for 3 in one game versus one team, and then one kid going 4 for 4 with a home run versus that same team. That next day out, that same kid that hit 1 for 4 may go 0 for 3. So we have a lot to look at. But trust me, I've got tons and tons of notes over here spread out all over this office, and I send out a detailed report of kind of like summaries, and then just that one that I just showed is just a summary of one player. I send all that stuff to Jet and his dad, and we discuss it. Jet's very engaged in this, and he gives his opinions, and he looks at numbers, and he'll ask me to expand on it and say, hey, what were the numbers in these situations and things like that. So it's pretty detailed, and we do the best we can, and it's not perfect. We're always looking to make this better, but for now, this is what we got, and we're excited about it, and we feel good about it. So that's kind of how we have arrived to this point. I'll say it again at the end. The most important thing to us is to highlight the kids, and we realize that there's always going to be players that are left off, and some fans out there may think, man, how could this player be left out? It's very competitive, and the margin is very small, and the stats, I mean, they're up there. And so when we talk about looking at district stats, there's some big numbers out there, and if you say, man, this kid had some big numbers, I can't believe this many kids are in front, it's that tight. And so then we have to start making decisions and things like that. So with that said, let me flip over to what you guys came here to see, and not listen to me ramble on. Okay. So the 10 players that I will announce right now, 3 of them will be named. We'll narrow it down to 3 players this coming Wednesday on the show that I do at Rockwall Ford. I'll announce the 3 finalists, and it'll be Jet, his dad, and a couple of other folks that will be voting. They'll look at, I'll give them all the information that I have, and let them decide on who the 3 finalists are. I will back out of this. My job is to give information to Jet and his dad and some other people, and let them make some decisions. I try to stay out of this as much as possible. All I can do is give the information, talk with coaches, try to talk with players, and just when I'm in a dugout, just trying to be around players and figure out who they are as teammates and things like that. And all I do is pass that information over. And so this is what we came up with. There we go. So the first player that is in the top 10, and Only these top 10 will have an opportunity to be named in the top 3, and then we'll announce the winner on May 14th. So the first player, Peyton Peoples, Royce City pitcher. This guy was, just dominant all year. Even, when we looked at the one loss that he had versus Heath in the district, I mean, he just gave up a few hits, in 7 innings and the 1 earned run. He was dominant all the way through, and he's well deserved. And in the beginning we looked at how are we going to get pitchers in this, because it's going to be a lot of hitters, and wouldn't you know it, we had our first ever winner was a pitcher with Landry Powell, and carried an ERA of .63 with 91 strikeouts. I mean, that's the kind of thing that gets pitchers into the running for this. So congratulations to Peyton Peoples for Royce City, still in the running for top 3. Let's go to the second player, and that will be River Kirkhuff for Rowlett. This guy, when I saw him, first off, he's just a great kid and with a great attitude. His stats really good all year. And, when you look at what he was able to do with RBIs, and throughout the year, and what he was able to do on the mound, during the district play, it was impressive, and he was well deserving to be up there. A lot of things go into this, but we looked at a lot of stats and played with some different numbers, and it just made sense that River was in this top 10. He's been kind of in the top 10 all year, so it just made sense that he would land in here. Next to be named, and I'm just going random here, and also let me just say this: wherever a kid's name comes up on this list, so if there's a kid at the very top or someone at the very bottom, that has nothing to do with where we are ranking them. This is not a ranking. We're wiping it clean. This is we're not ranking these players at all. Jet in a text, I can almost quote it, that he believed that every finalist in the top 10 should or could have a chance to be in the top 3 finalists. So understand that these 10 players are not ranked. You can call them 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, whatever it is. They're all ranked the same right now. So it doesn't matter where you see a player on this list. That has nothing to do with where they are in our minds or anything like that. All right, next player, Alex Cooley. This guy just was on fire in district, and just had incredible numbers throughout district play. So obviously the Heath Hawks, he's been a big bat for them in their lineup, and so Alex Cooley, congratulations to you being named into the top 10. Next one is Rockwall Brent Solis. Brent, just really consistent around when I look at games versus playoff teams, district average, everything was right up there and high, and it was just consistent all the way through. And so Brent Solis for Rockwall is a guy that will have an opportunity to be in the top 3. Next is Jake Usre. I'm notorious for butchering last names, so Jake, I do apologize for Rowlett. He's the second player for Rowlett to be named to the top 10 finalists, and will have an opportunity to win this award. Jake, just a stud all year. I mean, got tons of notes on him. Seen him play a couple of times, and he was just really impressive all year. and we obviously saw that he was a player that was definitely worth being in here. But the second Rowlett player to be named to the top 10 finalist is Jake Usry. Usry. I'm gonna have to have him correct me on that if when I see him again. Okay, the next player to be named is EJ Menchaca for Rockwall, and boy, this guy. I mean, again, he's just kind of a guy that just kind of did it all, and he was outstanding, and he so many categories. It was just really, really impressive, and he leads the team for Rockwall in RBIs, and it's just it was a guy that we were talking about, and he was definitely worthy for being on this list as we move forward to find our final three. The next player to be named, let's do this one. Tyler Holmes, pitcher for Rowlett. Man, this guy was just absolutely dominant. And, if I look back to the year that Landry Powell won the Jet Williams Award, the inaugural year, the first year, this young man, Mr. Holmes, his numbers, are pretty similar. They're up there with Mr. Landry Powell. So, obviously he's a guy that's going to be a force, somebody who's going to, be studied as we move forward with this award. But Tyler Holmes, the third player from Rowlett to be named to the top 10. Let's do this young man here. Chase Robbins, our only player from Dallas Christian and a private school. And, just flat out, I try to be as transparent as possible. It gets really difficult, and I've even talked with Coach Chu Freeman over at Dallas Christian on how we evaluate Dallas Christian and all this because of the competition that they face. And so when we look at a player from Dallas Christian and we look at some of the teams that they're facing, we have to dig deep and do some homework on the player and find out, who they are and, what different scouts and different websites think of him. And you can go on and Google it or, go to Twitter or look up his name, and you're going to see a lot of big things about him. I think one of them I saw, Chase was ranked really high in his class at his position, according to some baseball websites. So, and his stats were just eye popping. And so, if I was looking at a player that I feel like, well, let me use Jet as an example. If Jet Williams played at Dallas Christian, I would expect Jet Williams to hit 600 or something, 650, something crazy. Because at the end of the day, baseball, I don't care who you're facing, it's tough. But I would expect big numbers because that's what dominant players do against some of the teams that just aren't up to some of the competition levels that some of these teams face. And certainly Mr. Robbins for Dallas Christian is a guy that has the numbers to back it up. And so that's why he's in there as well. We got two more to go. Let's do this one right here. Charles Mahaffey for Rockwall. He is the third player from Rockwall to be in the top 10. And Chuck, as everyone calls him, I don't call him that because I don't know him like that. But Charles Mahaffey, it's just numbers are crazy good, and he's just been solid all year in big games, in district games. He's just been big. And so obviously we have him in the top 10, and he's just a fun player to watch, and I'm excited to see his name in here. And for the last one, the last player to be named in the top 10 finalist for the Jet Williams Award, Mr. Brady Lattisaw from Heath, the second player from Heath to be on this list. Again, all these players' stats are, and that's when I keep looking down, I keep looking at stats, but all these players, their just stats just jump off the page. Combine that with how they did in certain situations, how they did against certain teams in the district versus another player that stats were really good, but it's like, okay, if I have two players that are tied with stats, okay, how can we break that tie? Well, let's go look at how they did against a playoff opponent and compare numbers, and that could be the tiebreaker. But certainly, Brady Lattisaw was a guy that just stats were really good and deserving to be in the top 10. So. Where we go from here, it's again May 7th, this coming Wednesday. We will announce the final three, and then on May 14th, hopefully, we've had success so far of year. Hopefully, the three finalists will be at the show on May 14th. Which once they're announced on Wednesday, I will reach out to them and their coaches and invite them to the show on May 14th so that we can announce the winner. I won't tell any of the three that are named the finalists who it is. So, it's just, we just hope that they come up. And in the past, the players have come with their teammates and their family, and we've had big crowds over at Rockwall Ford, and so hopefully we'll have the same this year. But the three players that will be announced for the Jet Williams Award that goes to the Rockwall County Game Day Baseball Player of the Year will be announced this Wednesday, May 7th. Again, guys, it's fun. I love doing this. I love. I was up till, I got home late Friday from the Royce City walk-off win. That was incredible. And I was up till almost 3 a.m. just typing up notes for Jet and his dad. And, that's what it takes to make sure that we get the right information over. Inevitably, because of the baseball talent that's out here, there's going to be big name players that are left off. But again, the margin is very small here, and that's, the stats have to be consistent all the way through from game 1 to, game 12 or, however many district games you have for us to make a decision on this. So at the end of the day, we're just trying to highlight kids. And that's the goal of Jet and his family. Certainly the goal for Hudson Financial Group and 7AR Baseball. So with that, hey, let me know. Comment. Let me know. How do we do? What do you think? Don't be shy. Send me a message. Let me know, because that's the only way we're going to improve this thing is to get some feedback and for me to really relay that feedback to Jet and his family so that we can, improve this thing for the coming years. Good luck to Heath Golf. They're on their way to state. I will be there Tuesday to watch round 2 of the state golf tournament. Wednesday show. Thursday, Friday, I have not announced. I don't know where I'll be for baseball just yet. I know Rockwall plays Waxahachie, Heath, Midway, Royce City, Cedar Hill, Royce City softball. They're playing tomball. I did not see Heath baseball in the by-district round, so I will see them for sure this week, and then we'll figure out my schedule for the second game, and then if there's any games on Saturday, then I'll plan on being at those games on Saturday. There's so many state track kids that are doing amazing things at the state meet this weekend. We will get to all of them, and we will we were supposed to have some track teams on last week. My plan was to roll them over to have them on this Wednesday. So, hopefully we can get that done. And we were supposed to have Roy City Baseball on last week to talk about the district championship. We're going to bring them on next week as well on May the 7th. So, just a small preview of what's coming this Wednesday on the show. So, Chris Pena, Rockwall County Game Day. 30 minutes of show time, and we appreciate it. Congratulations to everybody on the list. Remember, this is not a ranking. Everybody is number one on this list. We'll figure out who the top 3 from this list are, and we'll announce that on Wednesday. Have a good Sunday evening. Thank you for watching, and go Stars if you watch that game. Wow.